October 23rd, 2025, and the pledge to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Rosowski. Clark. Redmond.
Yep.
Height.
Here.
Lindman.
Here.
Newman.
Here.
Snyder.
Yes.
Thorne. Weber.
Here. Okey doke. Brings us to approval of the agenda. Look pretty
Looks good to me. I'll move that we approve the agenda as submitted.
Okay, motion by Lindman, second by Newman. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Okey doke. Also, we'll hear an approval of the minutes from June 26, 2025.
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion by Weber, second by Lindman, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Brings us to public hearings. We have none. We have no correspondence, so we don't need a call to the public. And that brings us to new business item A, Parks and Recs Master Plan Update. Resolution to council to adopt. You guys should have gotten an email. I think it came from Dave, and it looks really well done if you've had
Yeah,
a chance to
yeah.
look at it. Of course, I was looking, well, do we need to take this off the table, a motion to untable? It's not table, okay.
Yeah, we spent months working on it. Our Carla Whitman, parks expert, was very instrumental in updating all of the statistics and the data and taking a look at what's going on in all the other parks in the surrounding area, making sure that was all up to date, and
Yeah.
really did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
we got a little optimistic on what we would like to do. Some of the things on Clara Miller Park, shows that would be, $250,000 to $300,000 if we were to do everything we wrote down in there. That was kind of a wish list,
Right.
which is kind of the grand vision. We're realizing that it has to be funded both between the village and then through. There's a lot of between local, state, and federal grants. There's a lot of grant money, or used to be a lot of grant money out there.
Yeah.
Not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But that we'd have to find ways to pay for those kinds of improvements on top of what we've already done in the last year in the park. But I've been on the steering committee for it and put a lot of time into it, and I think it's a very solid plan, and I don't see anything I would change in it before submitting to council for approval.
Okay.
Could I ask a question about that?
Sure.
Is this wasn't a final, though?
Well, this is it will become final once it goes to council, and they have to have a public hearing on it and everything, and then
Okay.
once they finally approve it, it becomes the final Park and Rec master plan, and then we have our general master plan.
Okay. 'Cause the reason I ask is maybe it's different with my copy, just with my copy. But on page 3, where you talk about dates for board meeting and village
Yeah, we need to
council-
fill in a couple of spaces there.
okay.
Our Park and Rec board meeting was originally scheduled for October 20th, is our normally scheduled date. We ended up
Okay.
moving that to the 27th, so we could combine it with another meeting we already had scheduled to do the Halloween decoration contest judging. So Park and Rec board needs to approve it also, and then it'll go to council. So yeah, those two dates,
Yeah,
and then council has to have their public
get filled
hearing, will get filled in
Okay.
before the plan is the final. But other than those question marks on page 3 and the dates, the plan is basically what our plan is for now.
Okay.
And I think we did a lot better job this time of really expanding on what we wanted to do and the goals and objectives and those kinds of things. We really beefed up those sections of it. And there's still a lot of ways we can connect in our trails with some of the surrounding trails, but that's going to take work with Commerce and Walled Lake to do that. Some of those we especially to tie into the
Michigan Airline.
the Michigan Airline. That seems to be the real desire, if we could hook
yeah,
in
you betcha.
off of Ladd Road and everything and connect in with that would really be, so that's something we're looking to do, so. But
Okay.
working with, a lot of that would be on Walled Lake to do that, so.
So would you be the person that I would send, because I read the thing.
Good.
It was really interesting reading.
Yeah, there's charts and the data and everything.
I know,
Fantastic,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the survey was good. We had a good response to the survey. And
Yeah.
Took
yeah.
that input and crafted what we're planning to do.
So would I be free to be able to email you any
Sure.
concerns or things I'd like to point out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the,
Rather than do it here then?
I'm on the master plan steering committee, so I'd be happy
Oh,
to take
great.
any input. And yeah, we can certainly modify, it hasn't gone to council yet. And in fact, our Park and Rec Board needs to meet and go over it one last time before we recommend it. And yeah, they got moved a week, so we'll be doing that Monday.
Sounds funny.
But
Great.
yeah, we welcome your input.
Cool, thank you.
Brian, a lot, and you touched on it. The one thing I didn't see was the funding. And have we had a history of being successful with federal and state grants? And is that because it looked like what you had on there, if it was only 250 to 300,000, it's much less. I would have expected that number to be higher based on what you want to do. But I'm assuming that grant funding is a key piece to making some of these action items happen.
Yeah, it absolutely would. In a lot of cases, the village may be 25 or 30% of the funding and 50% or more from grants, and may need to do some fundraising. And yeah, absolutely. And we did get a $100,000 worth of grant to do the improvements that we did at Clara Miller Park over the last year. So yeah, we've been pretty successful.
Do we write those grants ourselves, or
Yeah,
does Carlisle Workman help?
They help us with it.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we apply for those and have been successful. We'll see what kind of funding is available going forward.
Okay.
Do you know whether or not any of the other, I don't think I'm on the liaison to the water management, and I don't recall us writing any grants. And I was wondering if we might be leaving some stuff on the table.
You might. We even found out about a grant that we applied for the corn roast and got, I think it was about $6,000 that Commerce Park and Rec people told us about. They said, yeah, we commonly apply for these grants. You go to this website, fill in the form, and sure enough, we got money for the corn roast that we
Okay.
could have been getting for years. So yeah, there are a lot of these small grants out there.
Okay, good. We will assist in gathering some dough.
So then, do we need a motion to, well, all right, it sounds like we may have some modifications, so I don't know if we're ready to have a
Oh,
motion to
no,
send it to.
you guys can handle that. I'll just send mine, you covered the question mark thing. That was the big,
Yeah.
Because our agenda item is to recommend sending it to council for, a recommendation for adoption to council, so,
Right, but if you have some small suggestions from Paul or myself or anything, you guys can still make those before it goes to council.
Yeah.
And if we approve it, because of course I'm looking at the photos, the fireworks shot on page 12 is a really cool shot, but I think it's kind of low res, and it is a full page shot, I believe. So I have some shots that I gave Tabitha to use for the village website, and I can email those over to you too. And you can see if you like them, or if it's too late, just let it go. I don't
Yeah,
want to
no.
slow it all down when you guys have spent months like building it. I'm sure it will look fine once it's printed, but
Yeah.
me, I'm a photo nerd. And the same pic is used twice on page 10 and page 28. It's just, it's like some kids, at the soccer field. And I'm not sure if we can switch up one, make these, one of them different or whatever. But one zoomed in, so it doesn't look like the same shot. But these are just minor little things. I don't think this is worth holding it up. But I could send you the link to those images if you wanted it, but then even if you get them, is it too late to be fiddling around with it and changing all the pages and putting new photos in and everything?
yeah,
It's kind of.
I'll have to check on that. but-
All right, well, let's just leave it how it is. I'd say overall, it looks
Well, we
dynamite.
can still
Can
recommend
we-
sending it to council if there's a
Can we
couple photos.
say we approve it as is, and with any of the minor adjustments we talked about, if possible?
yeah,
I mean, is that a
Sure,
doable
I
motion?
guess.
there are
Yeah,
any,
you make it underneath the motion, the recommendation is send it back to Parks and Recs for finalized, and if they approve your changes, and if they don't approve it, you'll still accept it as it is. As it's just conditions in your.
However you want to.
Well, my
So I'd like to see a
thing,
change if possible.
We're just recommending it go to the board, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have any approval process through here. It's
Correct.
just, we're recommending it go to the board for approval with with noted modifications for consideration.
There you go.
Something generic like that.
Yeah, and like I said, I think these are so minor that I
Yeah.
would even
Yeah.
slow it down, for
Right.
this. Yeah,
Right.
Well, like especially about like if you have a higher res picture.
Yeah.
right,
You know,
right.
if you don't,
Yeah.
obviously you don't.
Yeah, right, yeah, and that's what I mean, it's dynamite, it looks dynamite, I wouldn't
It
slow it
does.
down,
I'm
I
very
didn't know
impressed.
where along that was, so it's fine, I don't even want to mess with it.
Yeah, it's by far the best master plan we've done. They get better and better every 5 years
Yeah.
as we go, and, and our Carlisle Whitman expert, he really went above and beyond.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, it was interesting, it was very rarely do you start reading a master plan and keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, right?
It was cool, charts
Yeah.
and maps and everything else, and fantastic, nice job.
And, yeah, and it tied it
Very
back
nice
to
job.
the surveys and, that kind of thing, yeah.
But
The
yeah,
old one was not my fault, I'm just saying.
okey doke, any other discussion?
So are we taking George's as the motion then? I like the way he worded that.
Don't ask me to say it again.
You have a motion,
Let me repeat it back and make sure I got it right. So you guys are motioning to recommend council adopt the Park and Rec Master Plan update with any minor modifications that the Park and Rec Board may recommend.
Beautiful.
Sounds
Yep,
great.
Perfect.
Did I cover it?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I will second.
Okay, a motion by Weber, second by Lenman, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries, fantastic. All right, that brings us to item B, under new business, Planning Commission, 3-year term expiration for Mr. Snyder, so we need to re-up Paul, if he's willing.
You guys gonna give me the boot?
No.
The water
Okay.
board or the term? What are we talking about?
Just to be on this board.
Just a
Planning
term?
Commission term.
Yeah.
Oh, no. We need everybody we can get. Without you tonight, where would we be?
We'll get to the second part in a minute.
Right, so we need
Okay.
a motion to reappoint board member Paul Snyder to Planning Commission, and I'm not sure if the liaison has to be named in.
Well, we'll get to that second.
Oh, I'm sorry, you just said that, okay, yeah.
So
I'm
first
Paul
one,
Snyder.
And this motion is to recommend council reappoint, because they're the only ones that can.
Right, so we're recommending.
Okay,
Yeah, that's what I said.
got it.
I'll second.
Okay, who motioned?
Fredericks.
Scott? Fredericks, okay, motion by Fredericks, second
Second
by
by
Lindman. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. We need similar things done for chairperson, vice chair, and secretary for the year of 2026. So, let's see, vice chair is Brian Lemon, chairman's Tom Height, secretary is Paul Schneider. So we just need, I don't know if we can motion those all at once, or if we have to break them down separate.
I do it separately.
Do it separately, okay.
Actually, you can do them all at once if you want. That does not have to go to council.
Okay, nice.
All right, because that's
They want
just
to change
us.
something.
All right, I'm willing to do the vice
Motion.
chairman again, so
Oh, I am willing to do the chairman again.
you want to
I'm
be
willing to
secretary?
do secretary.
All right.
then.
Well, I will move that we appoint all those as listed.
Second.
All right, motion by Fredericks, second by Newman. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. All right, so we also need to appoint a board member as a liaison to Parks and Rec, Water Management Board, and ZBA, which I think we have a good setup if we can
Yep,
keep it.
Patrick's not here to confirm he'll do ZBA again. I'll do Park and Rec again, although that's a lot of work, a lot more work than planning, I tell you what.
Really?
Oh, yeah, all the events. and
Do we do all those, or do they
Yeah, we do a
need to
lot.
go?
They can go all together or separate, and they do not go to council.
I will approve those as they have been,
Well, you willing to,
or I will
Yep.
motion
I
that
will,
they,
yes.
that blah, blah, blah.
okay. And we'll assume
Patrick
Patrick's
doesn't-
willing too.
Yeah, he's not here, so he's automatically nominated.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
He
All right,
could be
motion
all
by
three, he's lucky.
Fredericks. Second?
Second.
Second by, he beat you, second by Newman. Discussion, all in favor? Aye. Okay, ayes have it again. And now we're looking at our calendar for November and December dates. Usually November falls right around Thanksgiving, so,
It's on Thanksgiving and Christmas this year.
wow, holy smokes.
Well, I
So
don't
have
remember
we had our
Yeah.
4 that we need? And it just doesn't sound like we
Yeah.
have anything
Pressing, yeah. they
pressing that we
Couldn't wait
would.
till January.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would move that we cancel those 2 meetings.
okay, motion by Fredericks,
Support.
second by Snyder.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. That's great. That brings us to pending business. There is none. There is no old or table business. Item 12, liaison reports. Council.
All right. This last meeting, one of the things we covered, see, as you guys know, we're talking about adding more walking paths all throughout Commerce Township, including Wolverine Lake, and that was going to reflect a 0.5% millage. We're trying to get it on the ballot for November 26th. I think the next time that Commerce is talking about this is October 28th. Does that sound right?
Yep.
For you, to give more information to the public about what their plan would be to build these, what they call it, the artery, if you will, the main runs, and then they're gonna build off of those in like the next phases, so. Want more
Gotcha.
information about it, definitely Larry Gray came in here, he had a great presentation, to kind of give us their plan. It's kind of a 10-year bond, and hopefully get projects done about 2 or 3. That's what he's presenting to us, but yeah, October 28th at the township, they're gonna have even more details and even talking about possibly in the phase directly benefiting Wolverine Lake by expanding a pathway in between Glengarry going down South Commerce up to Ethel.
Okay.
I know a lot of us would love South
Oh, yeah.
Commerce all the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that curve is, I don't know how you get through that, that's the problem.
That- financially, it's not.
That's
Yeah.
that's where Ethel comes in. So we had the engineers price it out. It'd be between 1.7 and 1.8
Wow.
to go from Glengarry to Wabasso. So that was the plan, because if you can get to Wabasso, you can get to
Sure.
Shannon, then you can then get around. So taking it from Glengarry to Ethel, to the north Ethel, is about 800,000 to do that. And some of that is because you've got to build a walkway over where the lake comes out, close to the road there. So that's what we're gonna come back to the village. I think actually Larry talked to Dave Gillum about that, to say, we think we can contain getting halfway there. And then maybe in the future with some grant money, maybe be able to get it all the way down. But there is the, all the way down Benstein is included in the plan, so.
Great.
Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff that I think a lot of the village residents would appreciate. And
Sure.
Let them, they'd be happier to get on board with it to benefit the larger community, because it also affect us personally here in a positive manner. Quick, I think buying some more grinder pumps. Oh, we always keep a nice little stock over there at the water treatment plant. Let's see, and then of course the police department did get new shotguns and rifles. Those are authorized to print. They're old, outdated. It was time. They were antiques.
What do they do with them?
They're trading them into the seller. And Chief Sobek got 3 bids. He actually got them all new rifles, optics, fittings, shotguns too, for only $11,500 after trade. So he really got a good deal. And normal business in front of public. So
All right, thank you for the excellent report. Brings us to Parks and Rec, Mr. Lynn.
We've been busy since we last met in June. I got a farmer's market up and running, which is wildly successful. Tuesdays, ran through, actually, we extended beyond the initial time of September to mid-October, and got good turnout there. We did our Tuesdays in the Park, had 3 good events with that. Did our summer garage sale, had our fishing contest in August. Had a big turnout for that as well. Our corn roast, and gave out all the fishing contest prizes and everything. And we're now in the middle of our Halloween decorating contest.
The dog show,
Oh, we had the dog show. I
Yeah.
can't forget that. That was good too. And
fun.
then we'll have our usual snacks with Santa and letters to Santa and all that. So
Yeah, yeah,
we're busy.
a lot going on. All right, well, thank you for the excellent report. Brings us to ZBA, which is Patrick's, right? And how about Water Management Board, Mr.
Yep.
Snyder?
Yes, we had 2 people that we had to, 3-year term expirations, Robert Jankowski and Matthew Ramey. We recommended them both to be upped again to the council. We assigned both Bob Jankowski and Ryan Martini as chair and vice chair. We did go over, we had a great presentation, a long presentation from Jared Laughlin from the Progressive Companies. who does the water management, the Progressive companies. So they do the report on how the lake behaved this year. And we're in good shape, in spite of, it's weird, because I've had a lot of comments from people that said, gosh, the water quality didn't seem as good because there were a lot more weeds. But the reporting part of it didn't come across that way. So what we've done is we've taken another look at the harvester. The harvester was down for a bit, but for the last few weeks that it was out there until it went kaput, it was out there quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we're looking at another harvester that the EPA doesn't necessarily, or Eagle doesn't necessarily like. We're looking at it anyway. The purported benefit to that one is that it pulls weeds up as opposed to cutting them.
Yeah.
Now, that's good on one hand in as much as it tends to get rid of the weed. It won't come back. Bad part is when you pull anything off the bottom, then you stir up the sediment. And that becomes an issue with, the water table. You start sending things, it could be heavy metals, could be all sorts of different things that get in there. So we're taking a close look at that. But I've seen videos of this harvester. It's very impressive. It's very close to docks and shoreline. It can get under the bridge. It can get, a lot of places where the current one would have difficulty.
What does it cost, though?
I'm checking on that, too. I think it was cost comparable, so depending on whether or not we would be able to lease it, or whether or not we would need to buy it and sell the current harvester. We're not sure whether or not, what recommendations we'll make. But we're gonna fill out the applications. You gotta do that first, just to get the Eagle people to look at it and say whether or not they consider letting us do something. So that's kind of the stage we're in, but.
Does Commerce do the same thing with their lakes?
Each lake is different. So there is not another lake in Commerce that has a harvester.
Yeah.
So they will, and some of the lakes use Progressive, so they will contract out. There's actually somebody local in the area that has, I think, 2 harvesters, a small one and a big one, that will come into the lake and do it, but that's generally maybe 3 or 4 times a year at the most that the harvester.
I was just thinking that maybe we could split the cost with another municipality or another
We'd be
lake
willing to look
management
at,
board.
sure, we'd be willing to look at any number of things like that, too.
I don't know
To
if
see
anybody does that.
That would be something the board would have to get behind.
Or like you say, we could be our own service to somebody else,
Yeah.
Make 3 to 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to trailer the thing to
You
other
need to
lakes.
You need
drag that
a
thing.
guy who can, but it's smaller, right? It's a lot smaller.
It's smaller, it's probably, I would say it's 2/3 the size of the one.
It's more of an issue that you gotta have the body that's gonna run it too.
Yeah.
So you have to
Who
take
knows,
one of
yeah.
your people, you're one
DPW
of
guys.
one of our folks.
Right.
and then
Well,
have them-
some people are doing it, so maybe even contract with a
Contract
company.
somebody out, yeah.
Some company that does that. Here's another machine that you can use at this cost or something.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the drawdown? Will it be done by December 1st still as usual, or?
Yeah, the drawdown will begin, the force drainage will begin on October 31st. It's already gone down a little, we're not replenishing, the pumps are off. And the drought's helping, well, not helping, but the drought has taken down the lake considerably. But most everybody has their boats off the hoist and out of there. But the force drawdown will go down, and it should be down, completely done by the end of November. We did abandon, there was a notion for a bit that we wanted to take it down an additional 6 inches, but we kind of gave that up.
What are the pros and cons of that?
The pros are that the freezing might help with the weed control. You expose more weed further out, so you can just kind of gather those up if people would do that. The con is that if we don't capture an awful lot of, if we have a drought for the snow, then we're running our pumps a lot to get that lake back up. It takes a lot of cost and a lot of water to refill the lake. We did that a couple of years back. Not that we drained it more, but we had a difficult spring.
Dry spring, yeah.
Yeah,
Dry
remember
spring,
that.
so we used the pumps in the springs an awful lot. One of the things we have, trying to forward plan, is we're working with Progressive to, and we think we did it pretty good this year, but still not on the target where we wanted to be, is get ahead of the algae before the algae becomes something that is a goopy mess. There's only a certain amount of time we can use copper as a retardant for the algae, and we have to quit in June. There's a chemical that's used with copper in it, and the reason being is that apparently the spawning seasons for the fish get interrupted when you start using copper deeper into the summer months. So we're trying to nip the algae in the bud. That seems to be the worst. The weeds are always bad, but that's about it. Oh, and we have decided to adjourn until, won't be meeting in November, December, or January.
All right, thanks for the great report and fill us in on all the stuff that's been going on. I guess unless anybody has any announcements, we're ready for a motion to adjourn.
I'll move we adjourn.
A second.
Okay, motion by Lindman, second by Snyder, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right, thanks for your time and happy holidays, everybody.
You too.